I had a couple guys ask about this Strat with the Tele headstock. Actually, it's a uh, 60s reissue Strat body made in Mexico, and I bought that. And then this is a '68 Tele Neck reissue made in Mexico. So I put them together, and the problem is the Tele has a square heel while the Strat wants a rounded. That's the discrepancy. But it bolts right on and it really hasn't caused me any trouble. I've done a few things like put on some locking, those are Spurzels, locking Spurzel tuners. Sanded off the back of the neck, lightly sanded it so it's kind of like a bare wood feel, feels really good. And same thing with the fretboard, sanded that down a little tiny bit, got the glossy finish off, the poly, and then refretted with large frets. Put on a bone nut. These are Callahan, no, uh, Kinman noiseless pickups. This is a Callahan bridge. What else? Got these kind of special springs. They're supposed to, raw vintage springs are supposed to kind of liven up the guitar a little bit. I think it helped. So it's a pretty cool bridge. If you look at it really close, it's really high quality. Kind of a short bar that locks in place. It doesn't flop. And it feels really good. Another modification is, well, it's got a 5-way switch, of course, but the bridge pickup in a Strat usually has no tone control. So I had it wired so you can back off the treble with this pot here on the tone or on the bridge pickup. And then that and the reason I have this guitar like this is because I actually owned a 1965 Strat in this color, and it did have a '68 Tele neck. So I just kind of made a tribute to that guitar. And this neck feels awesome. Sometimes I forget about this guitar and let it sit for a while. It was yeah, neglected for over the summer. I was playing other guitars, but once I put on some new strings last night, and man, does it just feels great with the nice large frets. And I'm not sure about the radius, but it's flat enough to where it doesn't cause me any trouble with bends. So yeah, this neck feels perfect. Frets are good. I like the bone nut. Pickups are kind of sterile. They're noiseless, like I might have mentioned. Sounds like a little scratchiness in the pot. I'm not sure if these strings are not stretched, but by the time I get it on stage, it will behave. Looks like when I bent that one high note, it kind of fretted out. I guess it's okay. That's one thing I can't stand is when you bend a string and it kind of gets muted by the fret because of the curvature of the fretboard. That's with a vintage radius. But yeah, it just kind of needs a little time to get settled in with the tuning. That D string's really stretchy. The G string. Make sure it's locked. You gotta lock those tuners. They're a little loose. I didn't crush them in. But anyway, that's. Oh, it's got a mint pick guard. Mint. Not flavored, but colored. Which is the way my '65 Strat it had a very it the pickguard had turned green over the ages, and it was really cool. But man, this has been a super reliable guitar. Once it gets the strings stretched, it's really great. You can use the whammy bar all night, and it stays in tune forever. This poly finish really holds up. I've been a little bit rough on this guitar, and yeah, I used to kind of think I had to have nitro on my guitars for the finish until I found out how easily it flakes off if you have a new finish or a new guitar. Immediately, you start getting little chips all over it, and it's kind of bums me out. I like poly now. All right, man, but this is, yeah, really good player. It just feels great. So I'll probably start breaking this one out a little more. But that's an interesting problem to have. Is I only want to haul maybe two guitars to a gig, and once I get playing a guitar, I like to leave it on through the whole gig. I don't want to switch a lot, so I just like usually just play one guitar at a gig. But this guy needs to get back out there. All right, and that's the story on the Strat with the Tele Neck.